where water flows, energy flows, and spaces become more alive. You know, very few people successfully reinvent themselves across entirely different worlds. But Sejal Nagjee has done exactly that. From representing India in table tennis to building one of UAE's leading luxury design and build companies. Her journey is a remarkable story of discipline, creativity, and entrepreneurial vision. Today, we are delighted to host Sejal Nagjee, winner of the Luxury Lifestyle Award 2025, and an accomplished designer, entrepreneur, and former international athlete whose career spans sports, creativity, and business leadership. Sejal represented India in table tennis for nearly 17 years, earning over 100 national and international medals and receiving prestigious honors, including the Chhatrapati Shivaji Award for Excellence in Sport. She later brought the same discipline and drive to entrepreneurship as a founder and creative director of Milestone Dubai, a luxury design and build company specializing in interior design, landscaping, swimming pools, carpentry, and turnkey transformations. Over the past 2 decades, Milestone has transformed more than 1,000 villas, apartments, offices, and outdoor spaces across the UAE. And today, Sejal is recognized as one of the leading women founders in the Middle East. An artist at heart, Sejal combines aesthetics, nature, craftsmanship, and human emotion to create spaces that are both beautiful and meaningful. So let's explore her inspiring journey from her international sports to luxury design and uncover the connection between discipline, creativity, entrepreneurship, and the powerful role water plays in shaping our lives and spaces. Welcome to Waterlogs, and I'm your host Priti Agarwal, a water sommelier. It is a pleasure to have you today on Waterlogs, Sejal.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. So, if we start by looking back, your creative roots were planted in your childhood with both your parents being artists, and they taught you the meaning behind discipline, rhythm, and grace. So, tell us more about those early years of your life.
I think my family was extremely creative. Each one was more accomplished than the other, from engineers, doctors, to my mother being a fine artist, my father being an entrepreneur for many, many years, and also a musician. He played sitar.
Wow.
He still plays the sitar at the age of 89. So it was a very accomplished family in business and in creativity. I think my childhood was spent listening to sitar, going to sleep by
How
the way he was playing sitar, and then mom taught me art,
Right.
craft,
Right.
and sent me to Almilka School of Painting. And she believed that one should learn any hobby to a level where everything can become business, and business won't feel like business because it's a hobby, something that you love doing every day. So my childhood was spent learning art, craft, sewing, dance, listening to classical music, singing classical music,
Wow.
going to Gayatri Devi for learning Bharatanatyam, and Latin American and ballroom dancing is something I pursued later on.
Wow.
So I think it was a very creative childhood and something that I cherish, and I don't think that today is possible without those roots, because it's only your background that evolves you as a child and brings you to adulthood in that whole shapely way.
Indeed, indeed. So you literally lived and grew up surrounded by art, which is so beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, something that somebody would go and learn in an art school
You learnt at
was
home.
something that I learned at home in my daily life.
How beautiful. And before you turned to design, you were a table tennis player who represented India in the international courts and won, what, 138 awards before the age of 30? So kudos
Yes.
for that.
Thank you.
But tell me, how does that training that you received so many years ago still influence the way you work and live today?
You know, people say life is holistic. So anything that you learn and spend so much time learning and practicing and mastering becomes a part of your DNA. So I think what I really distinguished when I played table tennis is principles of mindset, winning mindset, resilience, planning, strategy, focus, um, pursuing excellence, bouncing back, which is resilience, and also accepting your losses. So there could be things that go wrong, even today when I work. But how fast do you bounce back? How can you find solutions to those problems fast enough and correct them so that you can move on with what you need to accomplish? Goal setting, we learn in entrepreneurship now. But that time, what was the goal? To win the match was a goal, right? Whatever you're playing, you want to win. But you lose many times.
Of course.
And how do you learn from those losses? And what is your strategy to now look at that next match in a way in which that you can play differently? So all players, I say to parents that you must put your children in sport, any kind of sport, because that is one thing that teaches you how you can adapt to different situations very quickly. And it's an on field experience that can only happen, which teaches you to move forward. My entrepreneurship is all about my learning sport and being a part of a winning team, which guides me today.
Absolutely. And I think it's very important because it also teaches you how to accept a failure, because it's not very
Yeah.
easy, even in life, to accept a failure and then move on and do something more.
Yeah, and you're very innovative, you're very resourceful. So, all sports people are extremely resourceful. One ball gone, doesn't matter, next.
Next, yes, move on, move on. Yeah, that's true. And you've also traveled extensively from your very early years, and you've traveled more than what, 200
Yeah, cities.
cities again before the age of 30. And obviously, you experienced a lot of different lifestyles, different accommodation styles. So, does that global exposure help you to understand different spaces better and the different mindsets of your clients better?
I think it does because I was also born to an artist. So when she would tell me, that, "Oh, you're going to France, so don't miss going to the Louvre," and she would plan my trip that way that I could go and see the Louvre. So when people actually plan to see Louvre now, I saw Louvre when I was very young, you know. And going to China, Japan, I went into all those museums and art spaces because I was interested in that. So I made a special request for me to be taken to those places. So I saw art and how their crafts and ceramics and pottery and everything evolves around those places. I saw cities. I saw their cityscape. I saw the architecture of buildings. I would sketch. Looking from my window, I would sketch what do the buildings look like here. And it was very interesting to see how people live in different cities and how the roads, the infrastructure, the greenery, the nature, how the color of the sky changes, and what each space looks like.
Yeah, I remember you wrote recently, I think, about a trip to Japan where you sketched the entire room and how differently they had arranged the room, and I think you would share it with
Yeah,
your
I mean,
mother.
it was
So,
the 1991 World
yeah,
Championships
yeah.
where I was put in one room. And everything was there from that bed and the suitcase and the dresser. It was a room which was just approximately 7 meters long by only 2 meters wide, and it had everything.
Everything. Wow. Wow. And coming to water now, in the luxury home today, water features are becoming quite central. How do you incorporate the essence of water in the spaces you design?
So, water is an element of Vastu or Feng Shui. Water is energy. So, if you take the five elements water, earth, fire, metal, and wood, this makes the energy balanced. So, water becomes one important element to incorporate in anything that you do. In home, you may incorporate water by having aqua colors, for example, blues or greens or aqua. It is very soothing element. The sound of water is something that you want to go to. That's why you go to beaches. That's why you go to resorts which have water features. And you won't see any resort without any water features or a pool or anything like that. And people go and travel there because now it's a different environment to be in.
Yeah.
You go to a spa, they put this water sound music or they put fragrances. So these feelings are very important when you design a space. What do you feel when you enter a space? Right? What is the sound that you hear when you enter a space?
So yes, water is the most calming element of nature, and as you said, it can change the energy of the place. But how much does it influence if you have a water feature at home? So sound, the movement of water, it can influence the way a person feels inside the house.
Yeah. So I was born and brought up at Marine Drive, right in front of the sea. So for me, water became an element that I look forward to seeing. Wherever there was water, I felt good. Now, besides that, if you have a large windows, glass, and then you have a large pool in front of you, it's a view. People say they have a swimming pool because they use it, but it's still a view. Why is it a view? Because it's a very calming effect. Maybe a large pool in front of windows calms you down. It gives you a great view. It makes you feel proud. It creates status. All of this. But water features is something that you put in the north or northeast of the house. If you're following Vastu or Feng Shui. So it does change the energy, it gives you a good view, and it creates a different mood. It's very hard when you hear water sounds to be angry.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. So I have to say this, I can't resist that. So water does transform an ordinary space into an extraordinary space.
I would definitely say that water makes a huge difference. It's a very
Yeah.
important element in design,
Yeah.
and aqua colors, water, sound of water. That means we say that we make kinesthetic gardens. So kinesthetic is always about auditory, visual, and the feeling. So water creates that.
Right. And as you said, according to Vastu Shastra, moving water is associated with prosperity. And we've seen how it can alter the energy of a place. So, how often do you find clients asking for a water feature for this reason?
Well, in my 23 years career, last 10, 15 years, I've been meeting so many Vastu consultants, and everybody consults people for Vastu, but more so after COVID. It was surprising to see that something that is, what do you call, force majeure, or something which is just had to happen, is connected with Vastu as what can I change in my house. Suddenly, everybody in Emirates Hills and places like that started closing their water and pools in the north, south, southwest, because most of the villas have water in the south and southwest in
Yeah.
Emirates Hills.
Yeah.
Lot of people closed down their pools and said, okay, either we don't want to have a pool or put a water element in the north northeast, because it promotes career, wealth, and creates nice environment as well.
Yeah, I did that too. I closed my pool because it was not in the right direction and I wasn't using it, so it didn't make
Yeah.
sense. You say design is very personal and has always been very personal for you, and you design spaces that hold meaning. Please tell us more.
I'm designing something for a person. That personality, that relationship that the person has with their family and with that space is very important. If I do not know who am I designing for, does that person look like, what is their family, how are they going to use it on a daily basis, how will they invite their guests, how will they party, how will they live their daily life, because for them luxury is in those details of their daily life. Luxury is not about having a swimming pool or a water feature or a fabulous light or a ceiling. Luxury is about having a switch, or hey Alexa, open this door. Hey, open my curtains. Yeah, luxury is different for different people. So if you are able to work on a desk which is very meaningful to you, for you that will be luxury.
Of course.
So people and their relationships and their environment is what we design for. There's no point in designing for somebody who cannot participate and partner us to create their environment with us.
Absolutely, because it's not a home if you can't feel at home. So you have to have your elements in the house, which
Yeah,
is
and it's your personality. It's your
absolutely.
hobbies. It's your collection of memories from all your travels. Something that you're very attached to, that you want to incorporate that. And then sometimes we all travel and we collect these different things, and something comes from China, and something comes from Japan, and something comes from Barcelona. And now you want a style that is modern, but there are certain elements of India that may not feel very modern in that environment, but they are very important to you. So how are you going to incorporate all these different things into that space that makes it feel so cozy and personal to you?
Absolutely.
And yet retains the modern touch.
Yes, yes. So keep the right balance.
Yeah.
Right. So designers often talk about being in the flow. Have you ever felt that your creative processes mirror the flow of water?
Water is a very important element, as I said, in design, and these five elements they guide the design balance. So, for example, blues or greens or aqua colors, they are very soothing colors, and you could very easily use them in your bedrooms if it is in the right location. It will definitely be calming. So we want to use colors in the right locations. That means north and northeast can have those aqua colors, and the south and southwest can have reds or grays or earth colors. Earth element, which is ash, neutrals will go in the Brahmastan, which is in the center of the house. So the colors, the materials like metal, earth, wood will balance itself in a home in a way in which a synergy is created to allow you to live peacefully, to feel that this space belongs to me. It's so personal to me. I love it. When I come home, I feel so peaceful. This is my house.
Jumping straight into the pool, swimming pool is often considered the heart of a home's outdoor space. And when you design a swimming pool, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Is it the function, the aesthetics, or the emotion behind it?
I think I'll definitely always ask the person whether they are going to use the pool. Because in design, there's a context and then there is a criteria. Context is I want a swimming pool because it's very nice to have it. It increases the value of my property. For example, that could be your context, or your context could be I want a great view from my living dining room, and I feel that pool increases the status of the villa. Okay. Or somebody will say, "Oh, I'll never swim, but I want a pool because I may sell this property after some years." And pools are normally villas with pools sell. These are the general things why people build pool. But if you were to ask yourself, what will pool do for me? So if the criteria is function, if the criteria for your choice is a view, the criteria is feeling serene, exercise, that I'm going to make a pool that is not very deep, I'm going to walk. And I'm in my 40s and 50s, so I want to make a pool that is going to be allowing me to walk. Okay? And I do aqua therapy, for example, then that becomes a criteria. So you must know why you're building what you're building, and what's the function, what's the style, and what's the use of that pool. Otherwise, don't have it because it's only a cost otherwise. Is it an investment or is it's a cost? We are in business. Any home that you build is an investment. It's not a cost, because if it was a cost, you wouldn't design a home. So if it's an investment, you want to know why are you making that investment.
Right, right. And does the shape and the depth of the pool also become a factor when you're designing one?
Yeah, I think shapes. Personally, as a designer, I'm a very linear person. I like rectangles and work with linear lines, have clean lines. That's my style, personal style. But of course, you could have some curves, and you could have some like a kidney shaped pools were very famous before. But in kidney shaped pools, you'll have to use mosaics or cut pieces will come. All tiles are linear. They are 60 by 60, 60 by 120, 30 by 60. So when you use a linear pool, you have less cut pieces, you have less grouting. It looks more neater, cleaner, and usable. Your space to move around the pool is usable. But if you are building a hotel and you wanted to have this resort-like lagoon pool, it's fine because the area is so huge that you may
play
want to
around
have that. But in a home, when you have a lagoon kind of a pool, it tends to waste a lot of money and space. It's more expensive to build shaped pools.
Fair enough. But all said and done, pools are highly water intensive. And with the growing awareness around water conservation, how do you think the design of the pool can be optimized so that it can become more sustainable?
I think if you are going to have a pool, the pool is going to cost you money. But at the same time, when you have the filtration system that is running in the pool, even for about 1 year, you don't change the water. It's a self watering system. So you're not changing the water so often. So I think in those terms, it has a function. Evaporation rate of a pool is there. It will evaporate at a certain rate and some water will be filled in. So I would say that if you're not going to be using that thing, the pool, then do not have a pool
Yes.
because it is a waste of money, a waste of water. So there's no need to have a pool if you will not use it. You could have water features which are shallow,
Right.
evaporation rate is low. So then you can enjoy water in a subtle way. It creates a sound, it creates an environment, and you still feel good.
Right.
And it does not waste water.
Absolutely.
So if you're a person who wants to really be responsible for water, then don't build a pool if it was not required. It's not a lifestyle decision.
I agree. I agree totally. So, do you think design has the power to quietly train the minds of people to maybe respect and value water more?
I think it's a self awareness, it is a huge journey, I think. One has to be educated that why is water so important to me. Right now, maybe lots of people do not even know that water may not be there if you're not going to conserve water. So even when you're having a shower, you are just putting on the shower and the water is just flowing and flowing and flowing, and you do not put the water off. For example, when you're going to shampoo, you do not put off the water, then put your shampoo and then start the water. It's a way of life. Okay, I'm having a bath and so much water is going, so many gallons are going. Now, when it comes to drinking water and you're going to buy water, you're going to think that okay, I'm going to buy a small bottle of water or I'm going to buy a big bottle of water. When you're going to store water in the house, you're thinking all the time. Earlier, we had water dispensers and we were buying bottled water. It's now in all these new homes, we have cooker taps and you're connecting the purifying system where the water is. So water gets purified and then you can use it as drinking water. Aquaguard and all of these systems have been doing that for ages in India and everywhere. But I think it's a whole journey of knowing that water is not available at a tap. It costs money and it costs effort to have drinking water and have water that we can bathe with. It's not something disposable that is available. So all of us need to be conscious of where the water is going, and water features or pools are not going to take away the water. They are recycling systems. Even irrigation system actually conserve water. When we are doing landscaping, we are using irrigation system. Many people say, oh, I'm getting very big bills. No, actually it's not true. Because irrigation systems are watering the plants only when required,
It's
three
required.
times a day, with only a minimal amount of water that is required to keep the plants healthy. When you're taking a hose pipe, your gardener comes every day and takes a hose
Yeah,
pipe
yeah.
and waters the water.
There's
How
no
much
limit.
water is he wasting? He doesn't even know. He sometimes they keep the water down in the grass and they go away somewhere to talk on the phone, then come back and then they water. They keep on cleaning the floors with water. Why can't you mop the floor just like inside a home? Conserve water. It is possible. In fact, watering the area in a landscape every single day and cleaning it spoils your grouting because water has salt, and you will see that lot of dark tiles look white and they have white patches on them. Why does that happen? Because you keep on watering your tiles on a daily basis because you believe it's got dust.
And it's unnecessary.
It's not necessary. You mop it. Just like you mop the indoors, it will conserve water and your tiles will be also better. Your grouting will be secure. You don't need to spray water every now and then to clean your outdoors.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So awareness is what Waterlogs is all about. So I hope everybody is listening to this. But I recently read an article you had posted on LinkedIn which said that you feel drawn towards the sea and you can look at the waves for hours together and you feel calmer when you're close to water. And maybe that is the explanation for your love for pearls. So water reflects everything it touches. And if we reflect back into your life from being an athlete to a designer now, what does water symbolize for you?
I think water symbolizes movement. So whenever the waves are coming and going, for me, water symbolizes impermanence. Because when you say anicca, so anicca is a law of impermanence. Everything comes and goes. There is nothing that is permanent in this world. All the happiness also is impermanent. Sadness is also impermanent. Success is also impermanent, and not being successful is also impermanent. Everything will be cyclic.
Right.
So water represents that cycle. It represents that flow of nature, which tells you that everything is going to come with a tide and go away. So don't
Right.
be so attached
Right.
to things
Right.
that live life as water is. Water is a sea. We are just drops of water. People are just drops in the ocean. There is so much of water around, right, as a sea. So why do you need to also be so conservative about many things? Attachments come when you have a response called unpleasantness, or you want to have it because you're afraid of losing it. If there was so much joy and everything in this world, you would not be attached to things and you will lead your life differently. Right? So I feel that for me, water is
Spiritual.
spiritual. It represents a cyclic way of life. It represents so much of joy. There's so much of serenity. If I sit in front of a sea or water, I just feel that everything is all okay.
Yeah, how beautiful. How beautiful. So, looking into the future, if sustainability eventually became the defining element of luxury design, what would a water smart luxury home of the future look like to you?
See, many years back, grey water recycling came in. How many people use it? Today, all the water that we are losing by the taps and the sewerage system can be going into a tank. You could recycle that water that could be then used for irrigation, which all the communities have started doing the grey water recycling. And if you see Jumeirah Park and outside my house, there's a stench, there's a smell. And at homes, people don't want to have that smell. As now, the science has not been made where that smell will not come. There is a sewerage smell that comes in that water, and that's why people are not using it. But there would be a time when the
Yeah.
grey water recycling will start to work, because the plants and the greenery grows better
Yeah.
with recycled water.
I think Dubai is an example of that. I think most of their common area
Yes.
landscaping is being watered
Yes.
with recycled water.
Recycled water.
Yes.
So if we at home also, I mean, a lot of people started using it. We've done quite a few homes with that, but the stench is the one that takes away from people really implementing that. And I think the water that is coming into the system is already being purified. So you're drinking again the same water
Right.
instead of buying bottled water. So I think that's also a step forward in science where
Indeed.
water conservation is happening.
Right.
And slowly, I think water conservation will need to be a part of our life where we consciously start to save water and not waste it. If you have WC, and many times you will notice that when you push the bigger button, it takes a lot of water. Do you ever think and say that, okay, it's a small job, just let me put a small button? If you're conscious about it, there are two buttons.
Of course.
And you can press the correct one. Next is when you press when the WCs get old, you're not changing them, because now even after pushing the button, you go away, but the water is continuously flowing. If you push the other button, maybe it just stops. So if it's a matter of being conscious about, changing things in the house, maintaining things in the house, checking your irrigation system is working or not, checking every sewerage point in the house is properly maintained in terms of WCs. Is your sewerage bill getting higher? Then stop the water from flowing out and check from where is it going out. Check your leakages. Check your, try to have less underground tanks. I think the main thing is everybody wants underground tanks to conserve water, but there are times when the auto system of a pool or a balancing tank keeps on refilling water on its own, and you do not know that there's a leakage. It's only when your bills increase that you start looking at it. So all of us can be conscious of where are the pain points of water. So WCs, irrigation, checking your leakages. I think these become the important parts of how you'll conserve water.
Absolutely. So it's very important to be mindful when we are living, to do the right things.
Yeah. I think it's a declaration that
Yeah.
let's save water in this
Let's
world.
save water. All right. With that, we come to a rapid fire round of questions. So, one word that defines your designing style.
Fluid?
Okay, very nice. Swimming pool, a luxury or a necessity in modern life?
I think luxury.
Okay. Do humans design space or the spaces design human emotions?
Spaces design human emotions because you create the environment and the environment creates you.
And what is harder, designing a space or understanding a client's mindset?
I think designing for any designer is the easiest part. But understanding what the client really wants and really bringing questions out of the client and then putting the design together that kind of suits their lifestyle and their living experience. That's
Yeah. Okay. First thing you notice in a space, light, water, or the material?
light.
Light. Okay. Still water or flowing water in a space?
Both.
Okay. Fair enough. Sketch first or imagine first?
Sketch first.
Sketch first. And then imagine. I mean,
Yeah, because I believe that imagination is ongoing. It's something that you use while you're speaking to somebody, already your mind has started to imagine. Because all imagination is a part of a conversation.
Right.
Continuous conversation gives you that imagination already. So if you were to say first and second, then yes, okay, imagination, then sketch. But for
Yeah.
me, it is so fast, that process is so fast that it feels like that I sketch immediately upon speaking with the person, because of the imagination and the conversation is all happening together
Almost
in that
simultaneously.
speed.
Yeah.
So I tend to sketch very easily when I'm conversing with people.
Yeah. Fair enough. And normally they say sit with a paper and pencil, something will
Yes.
come around.
Because I keep on sitting with that, and then whilst you're talking, somehow the sketches have happened in my mind.
Yeah, yeah. Lovely. So before we let you go, we have a small little thing for you that we'd like to give you. This is a big water air purifier.
Oh,
And
thank you so much.
while you enjoy clean air, Big Water will also donate 200 liters of clean water to the underserved communities on your behalf.
Thank you so much. I'm very grateful that you're doing something like this.
Thank you.
Because I believe in clean air. Believe in water is my favorite element. So it was a pleasure talking with you.
Thank you so
and being a part of a journey that is promoting water awareness. And there was one question that you asked, which I think I want to go back
course,
to
of course.
and answer that. You said something like water static or water flowing. So when I think back on it, static water means it's stagnant. So stagnant will create mosquitoes, and stagnant water will create algae and all of that. So still water is like pool. When the filtration system is not working, it is still water. But you can still look at it and feel so good,
Right.
because at the end of it, it's water. Sometimes the sea is very calm,
Yeah.
and you just look at it and you feel that, oh, so calm and
Calms
so
you down.
still.
Yeah.
But water is a flowing thing. So I would
Go
get
with
back
the
to
flow.
that question and answered, okay, fluid first.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So, thank you so much for bringing in so much of clarity and calmness into the answers. And above all, thank you for crafting these beautiful spaces because, in the end, it only adds up to making a better looking world. So, thank you so
Absolutely.
much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And thank you all for joining in. Stay tuned. Know your water. Love your water, guys. Cheers.